It's Nitro RC Nerds here, everyone. I hope that you don't watch this video, and I hope you don't like random stuff. These spider diffs are something else, aren't they? Oh yeah. And our newest member right here, he just sits and loves to watch me wrench. He was there to watch the whole thing. You give me high five, give me 5 on that one. All right. That is what's up. Let's be candid here. I straight up salivate when someone tells me that I can't, and it's because they couldn't, right? Or they can't. It lights a fire under my ass like nothing else.
Beating these niggas down is what I came to do, and I ain't playing by a hot damn rule. Shaking you niggas down if you ain't paying your dues. We passing up your my screws are loose. Don't call my hand, cause you gon' make me act a hot damn fool. Dead discussion, you will not win, cause I will not lose. Can't be touched, can't be stopped, can't be moved, can't be rocked, can't be shook. We hot. When will you niggas look? Can't get drunk, can't to bring life, can't to get started, can't to get right. Turn down the music, turn up my mic. When will you niggas look?
And now the Nitro RC Nerds Flatline Basher watching videos.
Hell yeah, that's power.
Oh, big jump.
Damn.
One thing to note, I think that the shocks here on the Hyper 7 are problematic. I think they're a weak link in the overall vehicle. So where does that leave us? Well, Winston, you probably know. You might not know. Even though I work in IT, I actually am a sociologist. I'm not a practicing sociologist, but I play one on YouTube. This, of course, means that I have to categorize people into different types. I have to. I took an oath when I became a sociologist. So this is what we have. First, I call them flatline bashers. People like Jam Racer 01 and half the guys on the Nitro RC Talk Forum. These are guys that been in the hobby forever. They peaked, once they got a Traxxas or something, and they know it all. So they're experts. They're not going to progress any further. This next type I deal with often. They'll need help with something. As soon as you begin explaining it, they say, well, I know that. Well, why are you asking me then? They ask everybody, and they pick and choose whose advice they take. Usually they end up making the wrong choice. This next type, a little bit similar, and to me at least, in that they got some deep pockets for the hobby. And to them, it's all about what they buy. I call these guys list makers. In other words, they're new, don't really have a lot of experience, and success for them means how much money they spend, right? They don't know why they're spending it. They don't know any reasoning behind it other than what they've read, usually from flatline bashers. But at the end of the day, they try to impress with what they got in the mail today. Everyone is a type, myself included. I guess you could say a power noob. This type, I think, tenacious, focused on knowing that we don't know what we don't know, but constantly striving for answers.
He's nipping.
Wow.
What's he pissed off about? Oh, boy, it's getting you, man. I'm sorry. Look at Winston. He's gone. He's mad. So I'm putting together a new workshop. It's kind of a long story, but my son wanted to get into boxing. I didn't think he'd be that good, so I took him to a gym in the hood, right? Thinking and hoping that he'd get dropped. The opposite happened. It's taken off. Turns out he's pretty good. So I'll support it. He's got a great work ethic. I'm a boxing fan, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love boxing, but I just don't like, nobody likes to see their people trying to beat up their own son. So, but he can handle himself. And so anyways, I'm training him now, and half of my workshop will now be a gym. I'll show it here pretty soon when I'm finished with it. I think it's going to be pretty impressive. If anybody has an idea for a little art project or something with old tires, I've got most of these tires here. I keep my new ones, well, some of these are new, but I keep my new ones elsewhere. But if anybody's got any ideas on what to do with old tires, let me know. I believe it is imperative that periodically, and I always tell this like to my team at work and stuff, you take a step back and you analyze, right? You get off that treadmill, take a deep breath, and make sure you're doing the right things. Sometimes you have to take a step backward to make two forward. Insert whatever cliche you want here. The intent is to get better at what you're doing. Some of you might recall I did a video a while back for my fellow newbie brothers, and well, the number one tip just happened to be, my very first tip is always improve. The day that you become complacent in this hobby is the day that you will no longer have any chance at success. So that's just what I'm doing here with the following vehicles. Reviewing where I've been, concentrating on where I'm at, and focusing on where I want to be.
Then I let the Alpine play. Bumping new shit by NWA. It was gangsta.
You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people.
There is a wild card, however, in all of this.
Here he comes. The man.
I'm the real shady, or you other slim shadies are just imitating. So want the real slim shady? Please stand up, please stand up, please stand up.
There are some opportunities that I'll talk to here in just a bit for upgrading, but it's not as simple as just putting on another set of shocks. I can promise you that. And that is indeed what will take us into part 2, where you will find out how I was wrong and how someone who typically is right, once again, was right. I hate to admit it, but as you guys know, I call it like I see it. Part 2 is going to be chock full of randomness. I talk sponsorships, I talk new workshop, boxing gyms. If you're into random, don't watch it. One time I actually recommended in a weight savings tip how you could remove the droop screws. My God, this is, believe it or not, guys, so this is the third take on this. Droop screws, droop screws, droop screws, droop screws. Ugh, fuck it. Watch part 2 and you'll find out what I'm trying to tell you.